privilege and the honor of meeting together for a little bit, calling all gamblers. Calling all gamblers. All gamblers. Calling all gamblers. Hey, anyone that wants to join us tonight on this wonderful, delightful Wednesday evening here. So welcome, guest. Jim's with us. Hi, Jim, all the way from Tucson. Traveled a far way to get here. He's all the way from Tucson, Arizona. This is, once again, this is episode number 380, I believe. So welcome to a live, interactive, fun, and serious podcast. Or should I say PNGZCast? PNGZCast. Once again, I am Santos here. Jim is with us. And we are going for a little ride tonight. We're not going to be here too long. Join us on this open forum, if you will. You can ask a question. You can bring your thought. You can subscribe. You can share. You can give us a like. You can even donate if you want. Financially, that is. You can donate $2 or $3 if you'd like. So welcome to this live broadcast episode number 380. Do we have a topic for today? I know Jim has a proverb. I got a proverb. We were going to do, I was going to kind of a thought that I had, well, maybe a little bit of a thought, kind of an end of the year, maybe towards the end of the year thinking today. Where's your thinking at today about this? We're already in October, November, December, 3 more months. Wow. Where's your mind at? Where's my mind at? Jim, where's your mind at? Let me see who's with us. Blaze Journey. Hey, welcome. City by the Bay. Where's your mind at, folks, today? I don't know. What do you think there, Jim?
Yeah.
Share your thought. I know you had a proverb. You can share the proverb later. That's kind of an interesting proverb. I'll read one, and then you can read one. But let's see if we can get just a little bit of a, maybe just stir up a little bit of a strategy session, thinking about where we are at the middle of this year. Actually, we're beyond the middle of the year.
Beyond, yes. Beyond the last quarter. We're in the last quarter, right? Last quarter of the year, all right? We're in the fourth quarter.
Is that what we're calling it, the fourth quarter?
Well, that's right, fourth quarter, right?
What happens in the fourth quarter usually when it comes to teams battling it out and stuff like that? Don't they have like a fourth quarter or something? I don't pay particular attention to sports unless it's the Olympia, maybe a little bit.
Basically you have to go out and you have to let it all hang out right there. You have to go and do your best. You're going to go ahead and bring out your best. Race to the finish line. Finish strong. That's what they say. You got to finish strong. How are you going to finish? Are you going to go ahead and be weak and feeble? Or are you going to muster up your strength? That's a choice, right?
Muster up your strength.
Right.
How are we going to muster up our strength? Thank you. Appreciate that, Blaze Journey. Appreciate that. Hey, we're building here little by little. Piece upon piece, little here, little there. So thank you. By the way, if you guys need a tax deductible, we are broadcasting, by the way, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. If you need a tax deductible slip or something, let me know, because you can still claim that. But thank you. Appreciate you, Blaze Journey. You made my night, man. Maybe I need to be. Thank you. All right. By the way, make sure that you guys do, if you like the video or another video that you watch, make sure that you like the videos. A thumbs up, a subscribe, a comment is always going to help the mission go forward and reach more people. There's people that are trapped, like in the hurricane type thing, There are people that are trapped that they have to be found out, like in North Carolina, I believe so. Many people. So we're kind of like the same thing even though I shouldn't compare to that. That's my condolences to the family members. But we're trying to get at people. We're trying to reach people and get into and I guess get into the crevices where we can put in a word of faith that would help lift somebody up. Somebody that just buckle down on their knees. Yeah, I can do it. I can. I can. You had a thought, Jim? Go ahead.
Yeah, City by the Bay asked the question, "Hey Jim,
Yeah.
how do you deal with people who seem to not like you, even though all you do is to be nice to them? I just don't get it. I don't know if it's something I'm doing or it's them." Well, I mean, it's like if they don't like you, even though you're trying to be kind to them and be nice, they're going through some type of issue. They're going through some type of problem. I mean, they could have anger issues. They could have resentment. They could be angry with themselves and they don't know it. They could be, they could not be well adjusted. Um, yeah, I mean, like they're coming from a position where, you know, they don't know how to interact nicely with you. So, I mean, the only thing that you can do is keep your boundaries, understand that you have to go and protect yourself. You can't really change other people, right? I mean, you really can't. You can be nice to them and kind to them. I don't know the situation there, City by the Bay. I don't know. I mean, if it's a coworker or if it's a family member. But yeah, I mean, the best thing you can do is you just be kind and polite and civil, but keep your boundaries, you know, um, keep your boundaries. And yeah, that's all I can go ahead and think of. I mean, don't take it personally. You really shouldn't take it personally because they're going through issues. Try to go ahead and keep that in mind. That kind of perspective is important. Yeah, people in
Yeah.
general. Yeah. Um,
Some people are gambling more than others. Yeah,
mhm. Yeah.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's a good question, by the way. Good question. Let me get the proverb. We've got some visitors. Thank you for visiting. I don't know where you're from. I have no clue where you're from, but we've got a few visitors, and I just want to say thank you for visiting. Stop by YouTube, subscribe to the channel, chat with us. You can even jump on. I think there's a lot of people that come on here. They're just eating too much chicken. I know they are. They're eating too much chicken. Not you guys. I'm not saying Blaze Journey or City by the Bay. You guys aren't eating too much chicken, are you? I'm just talking about the ones that I'm inviting to come in on camera and they say nope. They don't even want to come into the chat. Anyhow, it's it's a wonderful, like I said, live. This is a live, interactive, fun, and serious PNGZ cast. PNGZ cast. We're trying to think about some thoughts here. End of the year, middle of the year. I was just thinking about here in another 90 days or so, we're going to be into the year 25, man. That's crazy. Is it? I don't know. Maybe it's not really crazy. If you're gambling, if life is rough, man, and I'm not saying that I think we all have it rough. You have to continue striving and looking for that way. You have to continue striving and looking for that way because there's too many FTs, there's too many LBs, there's too many people on the road that will just try to throw you off. Like, they may not like you as an individual, like Jim was sharing earlier, that question that you were asking, city by the. You just might be doing your own thing. As long as you're focused on doing your own thing, I think you're minding your business and you're just focused on your craft and becoming better. You becoming better. You may have problems.
Yeah.
It's just, let me get this proverb in, and I think Jim has a proverb he wants to share. But man, 29. I think what was it that I wrote down? 16, 17. No, that's not it. Anyways, I 29:16. When the wicked are multiplied, this is actually the book of Proverbs, so it's an actual proverb. The whole Bible is a proverb, anyways. Uh, when the wicked are multiplied, transgression increaseth, but the righteous shall see their fall. Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest. Whose son should you be correcting? That's kind of an interesting thing, right? You should be correcting your own son. If you're a female, you should be correcting your own daughter. Who is that? Who is your? It's the person inside yourself. And of course, this has more meaning than that. But um, so correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest, and he shall give delight unto thy soul. Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Where there is no vision, the people perish. Sometimes I wonder about the vision we have into this 2025. All right. Who else is with us? Come on, folks. Join us. Get in. Get in. Time is going to go by very quick. We're not going to be here too long. Eric, you had some thoughts, Jim. Go ahead. Ray says, I'm hurting, man.
Yeah, I mean, like if you talk about people, like for me, I'm very sensitive, to how people are, how they think, how they look, how they act. I can go and kind of feel it. Maybe I get it from my mom, and I'm very perceptive about that kind of stuff. So, like you talk about City by the Bay, it's like it almost seems like the person's unfriendly, or they seem like they are angry or kind of mean or hostile. We can kind of pick up those signals, we really don't know where they're coming from. That, what kind of life did these people live? Some people, they kind of just look at you, no smile, no friendliness. It's like, even though you smile, even though you're friendly, just, one of those things, and I have to go and kind of be aware of that, you know. And for me, I got that quote from the Bible. I don't know what it is. It's 2 Corinthians 12:9. It deals with suffering. It says, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. What I was thinking today is, like, for people, who are on this channel, all of us have suffered. We suffered a lot of emotional trauma, a lot of bad things in our mind, a lot of bad experiences. And I was thinking about that on my drive today in the morning. I was thinking, you know what? You know, to go and endure that kind of suffering and still be moving forward each day, that has to go show a sign of strength right there. Even though we put ourselves down in the way we feel, our perceived faults, the way we put ourselves down, the errors that we think that we make, you know, our comparisons, that's a lot of suffering right there, I think, a lot of pain. And we endure this over and over. And I'm thinking, my gosh, can anyone else, I'm thinking, endure what I endure, or what you have endured, Santos, or what Eric has endured, or City by the Bay, or Race, anyone on the program? I mean, think about the experiences that we just suffer through, and we may put ourselves down, but to tell you the truth, I think we are stronger because we have endured this stuff. I know that we're still in the pit, maybe, we're still struggling, but we are moving. We're still putting one foot in front of the other every day, and that has to give us some kind of encouragement. That has to encourage ourselves, in spite of all the crap that we put ourselves through day after day, we still move forward. We still stumble, we fall off flat on our face. Race, you say that you're hurting right now, but you're here back on this show, you're back here on this show, picking yourself back up, trying to find a solution, a new way of thinking about things, a new method, right? A word. I mean, that shows some strength right there. So that's why I wanted to go and bring up that particular quote from the Bible.
Yeah. His grace is sufficient. He doesn't got when you carefully read the law book, there's a lot of interesting things that pop out, and we fall short all the time. One of them is complaining. That verse that you quoted about his grace, more or less, he doesn't want us to be complaining, but we do anyways, because his grace is sufficient. Do I understand that, Jim? I don't. I can understand about it. I can read the Bible. I can experience, there's been times in my life where I believe it had to be some grace of God that spared my life. I've been in situations that could have definitely, or should have definitely, ended a lot worse. So I know it's easy to say, well, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to look at the good stuff. I'm going to look at it's the end of the year. It's almost the end of the year. I'm going to straighten myself up. And, and you said about coming here, race, coming here to this community, being here for an hour, 45 minutes on Wednesdays and Sundays. I'm going to tell you, you got to have some courage, because this isn't this is an entertainment here. We're not doing entertainment. I mean, we may laugh and joke a little bit. Some of you guys might find me a little amusing sometimes, but overall, it's commitment. This is community. This is like, to me, this is like a brotherhood of individuals that we're stragglers, man. We're some of us are making it okay. Some of us might be stragglers, and we're just pushing along like a caravan. And the community, right? The soldiers of self-mastery community is reaching out to those that have maybe fell by the side of the road and they feel all alone. But you gotta make an effort. You have to make an effort. You have to you subscribe, you get notification, you come here, you participate. That's all part of changing your mindset and changing the way you feel. When you start thinking about service for other people, whether it's volunteering or working, it shifts your perspectives. And another thing that will help you shift your perspective, make you feel better about yourself, is exercise. Doing exercise, even if it's just 20 minutes a day. It's a big, big deal with exercise. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You don't have to go to the gym, and you don't have to stick a steroid in your arm. I did. I got some steroids but that was from a doctor. Okay. So don't bust my chops. No, I'm just kidding. You don't have to go to the gym and pump up with steroids, right? You can go in there for 30 minutes. You don't even have to go to the gym. You can create your own gym with a chair. I create my own exercises. I'm telling you, sometimes I do some of the strangest things, but they seem to work. You could use a chair, and then I give names to things. Like I'll go to the park and I'll do push-aways. Jim, have you ever heard the word push-aways?
Push-aways, no. But I assume that you're talking about calisthenics, right? Using your body weight.
Yeah, but squats but push-aways are like a push-up, except you're using those concrete benches at the park. They're like concrete benches. They're so high, and you're just leaning against them, and you're pushing yourself away with force. I call them push-aways. They're like push-ups, but you're not on the ground.
I heard of planking. Planking was something.
Yeah, that's on the ground though when you're planking. But push-aways is Anything that you can push yourself away from where you have some resistance, I call it a push away. There has to be some kind of a lean, though, right? You gotta have some kind of a lean, because if you're just against the wall and you're cheating, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now you ain't okay. I got to get on you for that one because you're just straight up cheating. No, there's got to be a little bit of an incline there. So exercise is very, very good for you, for the gambler, for the problem gambler that wants to quit. A little bit of exercise. And we read something earlier in the proverb about vision. One thing about communities is that they can help you. See, this community has a vision. I have a vision. If you go to the community and you read what this is all about, there's a statement there. It's probably about 4 or 5 just small sentences, right? It's a mission statement. The proverb we read earlier says that where there is no vision, the people perish. You know, what could vision be? Why are you perishing? Perishing could mean that your money's lost. Your money's perishing, right? Without a vision. Well, if your money's perishing, the vision that you should have is to protect your wallet, right? To protect your bank account. That's the vision you should have. Not the vision to go sit in front of a machine and push the button. It used to be a suicide handle. I remember it was a big ball, Jim, huge ball they probably still have them. And you just grab that thing and you just crank that. And man, I used to rip that machine up in Reno. I'd get so pissed off losing money. And then the coins would come out. They were huge coins on a metal tray. Bang, bang. And it was just, but those were the fun days back then. Reno, up in Reno. And anyways, I thought they were fun days. But they weren't fun days when I came home crying. Pull over the side of the road. I barely had any gas and I'm crying. Oh, yeah. I didn't want anybody to see me crying, but I was crying. God knew I was crying. So let me see. We have quit gotta use your quit taking it personal. Eric says, got nothing to my name, broke. Ray says, I want to ask, when I place my last bet, what are the signs? Man, you're just going to be tired of it. You're just going to be tired of it. Your desire, when your desire, that flame that you have, when it dies out, it just begins to die out. You got to just keep letting it die out. You get that little flame going and it's just dimming out. And you get tempted. You get road rage or something happened where you didn't get a big enough steak at the restaurant. You get pissed off. You take off to the casino. Vision, I want to ask. So the desire, but coming around here, sometimes you got to force yourself. Sometimes you just got to take yourself. I remember this one guy said he grabbed himself by the scruff of his neck. Literally, he grabbed himself like this by the scruff of his neck, and he told himself, or he dragged himself into something he was supposed to do. He literally did that to himself. Sometimes you have to literally take yourself by the scruff of your neck and force yourself. You're going to come, you know what? You're going to come here and you're going to watch a video. You're going to journal for 15 minutes today. You're going to go to the park and you're going to do 25 push-aways. You're going to do it. You're going to do this, and have a list. If you have a hard time with your ST, your self-talk, get a list going. Get a list, man. Get a little list, a little piece of paper. That will be very good for you. Very, very good. This little notebook right here, I can carry it with me anywhere. I can put it in my pocket, put it in my car. Make sense? Hopefully you're getting something here. Can you give me a 3-step plan, Santos and Jim, after losing everything? Well, Race, we can share some ideas with you. But because we're all different, it would be more personalized if we really knew the situation on a different level, right? We could provide something here for you. We can share. Another thing that I can do for you is, if you want, I can provide a 3 or 4-step quick guide for you. If you send me an email, I can send you a little quick guide via your email. It'll, as long as I have your email, I can send it to you. You'll have it in your little email. It'll be a little guide. I'll make it so it's really punchy when you read it. It's not a long freaking 2-page letter. You know what I mean? I'll make it so it's condensed, and then you take advantage of it if you want. If you want to use it, use it. And if I make a little guide for you and it has 3 little points or 5 points, I can make a 3-pointer. I can make a 7-pointer. What would you prefer, a 3-pointer or a 7-pointer? The basketball team would prefer a 7-pointer, a 3-pointer, I think. Isn't it, Jim? 3-pointer? Anyways, right? The more concise, the more punchy, the better. So just, I'm here for you guys, man. I'm here. The freedom is great. The desire is gone. And once the desire is gone, you're good. You're good to go, man. You're going to be free. Freedom Town. Freedom. No more Jingle City. Freedom Town, baby. And I mean, if that's what you want, ask Jim. Jim can probably produce this for you too. I don't know if he's using technology. Like I use technology more now than I have been. So, yeah.
With City by the Bay and race, going on what Santos is talking about, vision, right? Without a vision, the people perish. And we were talking about this before. We're talking about being real with ourselves, being honest with ourselves, looking at ourselves. What are our faults? What do we see? The good and the bad, we have to go ahead and see ourselves and look at, why do people not like, why might people not like me? I remember when I was working at school, the vice principal says, how come you never smile? I kind of took offense to that. I took offense to that, but it's like, what? Man, there's probably some truth in it. It's like, maybe, I would be more likable if I smiled more. So that's just me. I kind of have the bad habit of not smiling that much. I try
It's
to.
kind of weird that you hold your thought, Jim. One time I was working. When I was in the union, I was working, and I was walking down the hallway, and we would build little portable offices, and there was a guy in an office in there. When I walked by, I looked over and I saw him. He was just sitting there, and the door was open, and he had this smile on him. Like it looked kind of weird because I this was back before I was even involved with a lot of the stuff that I'm involved with now. And I saw him smiling. It's funny that you bring that up. He looked like he was forcing the smile on, but it was kind of there. And it just looked interesting. He looked happy, I kind of stared at him and he was just sitting there. I walked by the office. I never forgot that guy. Never forgot that smile. That's something, huh? Walk by an office and you see somebody. Maybe he had that surgically done. I don't know.
Maybe he had Botox or something, right?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Yeah,
that was really good.
Yeah. So when I'm talking about being real, you have to go out and look at your perceived faults, things that you think that you want to improve upon. You just got to be. It's like, look, I'm weak at this. I say myself, my memory's weak. I forget a lot. I'm absent-minded. I'm not putting myself down, but based upon observation of myself over and over, I see all these events happening. It's because I have a problem forgetting. I'm absent-minded. I make mistakes, you see. We can have positive self-talk, but I have to go out and be honest with myself. These are the things that are happening in my life. I'm not putting myself down. I can also look at the good things in my life, the things that I do well at. By looking at all these things, it's like, okay, here's my situation. I want to improve. I want to improve. What things should I go ahead and improve upon? What kind of things am I willing to go and focus on? You talk about vision, remember? We have to go ahead and take a look. We have to see. We have to address, these situations without putting ourselves down, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like sometimes when we look at ourselves, we don't even want to look at ourselves because we're going to be very critical of ourselves. Let's just be honest with ourselves and say, these are the things that I am weak at. I'm weak. I want to get better at. I'm not doing so well. Maybe you can't get better, right? Maybe that's just who you are, right? Like I'm a feely kind of person, I don't think I can get rid of my sensitivity, my emotions. It's just hardwired into my system. It's just for years of experience. That's just the way it is. Okay,
Acknowledging it
acknowledging it.
big,
That's
is a
right.
big part. When you
Okay.
start seeing these things, even though you hate them, you hate these things, but you see them. That's a good thing.
So what can I do about it, right? What can I do about
Yeah.
my forgetfulness? Okay, so what are some strategies? What are some of the things that I can do, okay, to go ahead and work around? Okay. I mean, that's something that we have to do. I mean, just being mindful of our thoughts. Sometimes I have evil thoughts, stupid thoughts,
Yeah.
very, very stupid thoughts, evil thoughts that come into my mind. And with practice, I'm getting to get the habit of saying, you know, these are stupid thoughts. This is the devil talking. God, take these thoughts away from me.
Yeah.
God,
That's
take
right.
these thoughts away from me. They're stupid. They're dumb, right? You know, and little by little, I'm moving that kind of nonsense out of my life. I acknowledge that these stupid things happen in my mind, right? But yeah, being honest
We
with you,
have to take it. We have to take advantage of technology to better ourselves right now too. We have to take advantage of um, the phone can be very useful for journaling. It could be useful for video therapy. It could be useful for reaching out to people that you can connect with. Sometimes you can't connect with people. Sometimes you would love to connect with people. I know there's people that I would enjoy connecting with, but I can't. Whether it's financially, I can't, or it's just time. It's just not. Um, oh, sorry about that. So using technology, you know, uh, reminders, using notepads, using journals, using others. Sometimes you can use a friend in a good way, not take advantage of them, but take advantage of them in a good, positive way, not a negative way. You don't want anybody taking advantage of you in a negative way. That doesn't feel good, man, especially if you do find out that somebody's trying to take advantage of you in a negative way. You know what I mean? Especially if they were somebody that you really looked up to or trusted, somebody that's real close to you. And we have to watch out for that. Unfortunately, we have to watch out for things like that too on a daily. Chris, who used to be United States FBI negotiator, talks about these kinds of things. Every day we're negotiating, every single day, whether it's with ourselves or with others. The more you understand, the more you know, the more you use. So we're talking about technology, using technology to help us remind us. So, yeah, we got to learn. We got to read. We got to look. We got to spend some time over here. Times are changing. In fact, I was telling Jim earlier about the blockchain and etc. I thought I knew everything there was about the blockchain because I bought Bitcoin, 8 years ago or 9 years ago. The blockchain has totally evolved. It's not one blockchain, it's blockchains. Like thousands of blockchains today and crypto. So technology is moving, all of these things that are moving, and what's really moving AI today is more of the technology and the cryptocurrency, the blockchain. Gaming is involved in that too, I'm sure. Online casino gambling and all that stuff, it's in there somewhere. It's involved in this blockchain technology because it's fast. It's like, you need money right now, boom, let me send it to you. Boom. You want to make sure it's secure? It's secure. Nope. Is anybody else in the middle? Nope. It's just peer-to-peer. Peer-to-peer. Businesses want that. They want to cut out the middleman. That's why we're moving more and more into these kinds of things in technology. I didn't want to get into it, but I'm getting into it more and more now, learning more about how I could take advantage of it, not just for me to financially too. There's opportunities. There's healthy opportunities wherein you don't have to be in the markets, like the centralized markets, buying and selling crypto. You can get involved in other things,
Yeah.
provide services for other people. Whatever other people are going to do with money, even the dollar, the dollars, talk about the dollar. You want to talk about something that's really, really nuts, is having money, lots of money in the bank today. Talk about risky. Anyhow, technology is improving. It is helping some of us, but it also can become a big distraction. It can become an FT, focus thief.
Yeah, Santos. When we talk about the blockchain on this program, I think we need to go and focus on the blockchain in our mind. And that includes good, constant, positive reminders. How
Mm-hmm.
we talk to ourselves, what's happening in our lives, and think about what is distracting us. We need to get rid of that nonsense and focus on the good, constant, positive reminders of what we're learning about ourselves, what we're learning on this kind of program, and ask ourselves, how are we applying it, to our lives?
Yep.
How are we applying reflection in our life? How are we thinking about, what we go through each day in life? Think about the people, it's like, was it City by the Bay talking about how people are looking at him weird and things like that. Makes him feel bad, right? Why do I feel like that? Why does that make me, upset? Do I want to go ahead and, make people want to like me? Is that good? Is it bad? I mean, let me go and look at myself. Am I acting obnoxious? How am I acting? Do I really want to go ahead and feel this way? Why do I feel this way? And just have push away the focus thieves. Stop watching YouTube. Stop watching Facebook and all that doom scrolling and
Or
all.
limit yourself in
Right.
some ways
That's for
that
sure.
you're more in control.
When we talk
Because
about exercising, you have a chance to kind of meditate on what's going on in your life, what happened during the day, kind of do some reflection right there. That's a good blockchain right there, writing things down and thinking about the things that happen, the good constant positive reminders of, I can go and choose not to go and think about these negative thoughts. I can go ahead and look at myself honestly and say, it's okay to be like this. It's okay for me to be forgetful, be absent minded. It's okay. It's all right. I'm not perfect. I have strengths. I can go ahead and work around these kinds of things. I'm strong. I'm strong. I can go ahead and get through this. So, yeah, I mean, don't think that technology is our solution. Our technology is with a pen, right? Piece of paper, right? And our thoughts by ourselves.
that's
That's
true.
all the technology
That's
that
the main frame. Yeah.
right?
That's the main frame. Yeah, that's the main frame. I'm even wondering, as I think about uh the health sector, there's energy, there's the you know agricultural food industry, there's the financial sector, there's gaming in there. How could recovery and some of these things get into this blockchain, and how could this, there's some interesting things, ideas that could possibly take place, but of course that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen by myself, I know that. But there's just some interesting things about the blockchain that I've learned recently, and whether we like it or not, um, that's where we're headed. The blockchain is taking over uh, the old system of doing things, the banks, the fidelity groups. Well, not the Robin Hoods. The Robin Hoods, they have their own. The Black Rocks, they have their ETF, and uh, probably at the top of the blockchain is the United States BlackRock, because I think that's a government, U.S. government company, BlackRock. And so, yeah, there's a lot of things that we could be focusing on, creating new vision. And I'm not really emphasizing, I'm emphasizing cryptocurrency. What I'm emphasizing is that if you do your homework, you can benefit from technologies. if you don't do your homework, you're going to continue to lose because it's just a gamble. Whether it's in a casino, a brick and mortar building, or on your phone. Or on your phone. Stick with me. Stick with Jim. Stick with this community. We're live, interactive, fun, and a little serious, I think. So don't bust my chops, man. Anyways, Race, we hear you, man. It sounds like you're going through it. It definitely sounds like you're going through it. I'm glad you're here. I know that it would be cool if we just gave you some magic words, right? Like Jim would like they say, spit. The rappers say that, right? Just spit words and make some magic words come out. I can tell you this: for you to be here, if you're still struggling and if you've been taking on losses, for you to be here, that tells me something about you. It takes courage to be here to hear this. Now you have to take the next step, though. You should be taking the next step. And I'm not going to tell you what your next step is. You need to tell you what your next step is. I'll just offer you the 7-day challenge. So we're coming to the broadcast. We're coming to the end of the broadcast here. Kind of an interesting time we've had here talking about vision and technology and the blockchain and gambling, right? Gambling is a BFL. It will always be a BFL. It's a mirage. Understand that. Jim, share your thoughts, your last words here. Hopefully we've gotten through here for a little bit. And like I said, if you want a 3-page, you want a 7-pointer, you want a little guide, something that will just kind of pique your interest, just something you can read, right? At least pique your interest. If you want that, email me and I'll create a little guide for you. Simple little guide. You can take 1, 2, 3 steps. Hopefully it'll help inspire you, motivate you, whatever. It's just a freebie, a little guide, right? Who knows? Maybe that guide might be exactly what you need. 3 steps. All right. And that's a guide. You still have to use your imagination. You gotta, what is it? You gotta do the work in, right? You gotta put the work in. All right. Jim, and under the table, need to find my job. My friend is offering siding job. Yeah, stay busy working. There you go. That's another thought. If you're not working, or find a second job if you need to. Yeah, if you're still young enough and you can do it, work a second job or start a hobby on the side, a little business on the side. Believe me, I got all kinds of ideas. If you're looking for ideas, business ideas and hobbies and different things, I can share some with you. Send me an email. If you're in the United States, I've got some things that I can share with you that will benefit you or benefit somebody else. Like Zig Ziglar said, Jim, he said, if you help enough people get what they want, help enough other people get what they want, you'll end up getting what you want. Can you do that? All right. So I do want to go back to, go ahead, Jim. Your thoughts?
Oh yeah. I mean, like you talked about the LBs, limiting beliefs. It's amazing the things that we can go and do, if we just decide to do it. It's like, every day, every weekday, I pull myself out of bed at 3:00. Every day I get up earlier than 3:00. It's like, how the hell am I doing this? How do I do this? I just say, get up, get up,
Get on up.
You just do it, I mean, the biggest barrier is that barrier in between your ears.
There's a vision behind it, though. There's a vision behind doing it. There's something motivating. There's definitely something motivating there. Yeah.
Right. There's a reason, right?
Yeah.
I guess what you're saying right there is to go out and make that reason, important, just build that reason up, grow that reason, race. You need to go ahead and grow that this reason of, what? I want this reason to be such a strong magnetic pull that it pulls me away from the casino. It pulls me away from the gamble, pulls me away from the ATM. You got to go and grow that reason. You got to make that reason meaningful. It could be family. It could be your vision of the future race in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. How old are you, race? You seem kind of young. You got a lot of life in front of you. I mean, the money that you lost, forget about it. Forget about that. You have your life ahead of you.
That's a result. Those are results.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you should forget about it, but those are results. Those people, we all want results. We all want results.
I think it's just like it's a weight that's pulling you down there, race. Those losses, always hanging on to those huge losses. Cut them free and start growing your reason. A better future. Something that you can go ahead and see in the future. Something that's worthwhile, and a vision, right? A vision, right? Vision yourself. Doing, being free of this curse. Doing things that you like. Finding like a passion, helping people. Getting into a career that you like, finding time with people that you love. See that kind of stuff. And let that be that magnet, that super was a tractor beam magnet that pulls you away. I don't want to go back to the casino, because I have this pulling me, I mean, even though it's tempting, it's like, nah, no, no. And that's the thing. We got to go have those good, constant, positive reminders. You got to journal. You got to go and have that vision, those pictures all around you, those reminders. That's why you journal. That's why you go and speak to yourself. Affirmations every day, reminding yourself, this is where I want to go. These are the reasons why I want to go ahead and be disciplined away from this cursed casino, and all the trouble that it brings my life,
Yep. Yep. There you have it, folks. We're run out of time. Our F-16 has landed on the aircraft carrier. We've been in the air for about 48 minutes or so. Hopefully, you're walking away with some P.O.I. Either that or we're just wasting our time. And I hope that you won't waste your time. So let's wrap it up. This was episode number 380. And I definitely want to encourage you to think about the next 7 days. I'm going to issue another challenge, 7-day challenge here for no gambling, 7 days. Are you willing to accept my challenge today here on this live broadcast? 7 days without gambling. Are you willing to come back and hold yourself accountable next week so you can start feeling more freedom, start having more money in your bank account, start feeling more confident, and who knows what else, maybe even better health. Problem gamblers can get sick very easily too, probably because their immune system is low. I think I was sick all the time back then. Probably didn't even realize it. Anyhow, the 7-day challenge is on. I'm accepting it. Anybody want to show of hands and say, hey, I'm accepting the 7-day challenge. For the next 7 days, I'm not going to gamble. For the next 7 days, what do we have? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We actually have 6 days till Sunday. Isn't it 6 days? Anyways, the challenge is issued. I'm accepting it. Will you accept it? That's between you and God. We'll leave it there. We'll be back here once again, 7:30 p.m. Sunday. We might have a movie on Sunday. You guys want to watch a movie? And again, send me your email. I'll send you a little guide. Tell me, you want the 3-pointer or the 7-pointer? I'll give you the big list if that's what you want. or the little one. And the other thing is support the mission. Thank you, Blaze Journey. Support the mission. Buy a book. We've got some new books here, brand new, hot off the press. And who knows? If you send me an email, you might even get one of these free of charge in the mail. All right, that's it. We've got it. We're done. Thanks for leaving the videos up. You're welcome out of time. Race, turn the tide. There you go. Barry Rob, you have to wake again. What time do we have to wake up again? There we go. Wake up again. Let me see. So we didn't, Laura and Mark didn't visit us today. So we had Race with us. There was quite a few other people. They just didn't show up. They didn't show on the feed. Raymond, Barry Rob, yep, Race. So thank you guys. Jim, any 30 seconds? We're gone. Can you hear the sound in the background, Jim?
I don't hear any music, no.
Something's going on with the system. I gotta figure it out. They're changing the interface here with StreamYard, making some good changes, positive ones. Hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of it. And I think one of the things is that their camera, they're giving more vision, expanding on HD vision. All right, folks, let me get off the airwaves. Thank you, Jim. Have an excellent rest of the week. Tomorrow's Thursday. Let's kick it. Let's go do something. 7 days.
Okay, thanks, Santos. You have a good evening, and I'll see you all on Sunday. Take care.